Have you ever wondered why some people seem to live in constant happiness while others feel stuck in pain or struggle? Or why some seem to have all the wealth in the world while others can barely get by? It's hard to understand how one person can recover from a severe illness, even at an advanced stage, while another can't. Or how some people radiate confidence effortlessly while others are trapped in anxiety and fear. We all ask ourselves these questions at some point. It's easy to blame external factors. Maybe it's bad luck, being born into the wrong circumstances, or even external forces like the economy, society, or our upbringing. It's a way to make sense of the chaos. But what if, in all that focus on external factors, we've missed something more powerful? The inherent ability within each of us to change our circumstances. So how do we go about achieving greater happiness, peace, and abundance? Rather than offering a quick fix or a simple answer, I want to dive into 7 lessons that have been truly transformative for many people. These are the kinds of insights that really make a difference when we're going through tough times. Those moments when everything seems to be falling apart and it feels impossible to pick up the pieces. In those overwhelming moments, it's easy to forget one important thing. We're not just human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So often we give away our personal power to external forces. We believe the negative thoughts that tell us bad things are happening or people are out to get me. We might even start thinking success requires deceit. And in those moments, it's tempting to blame governments, society, or even fate for our situation, rather than taking responsibility for our own lives. The truth is, each one of us is both the marble and the sculptor, the dream and the dreamer of our reality. We're all here to create our own experiences, even knowing there will be obstacles ahead. And on some level, we've all agreed to face those challenges, along with the joy that comes from overcoming them. Remember, reality is so much more than the material world we see around us. In fact, the material world makes up only 1% of our experience. The rest, 99%, belongs to the spiritual realm, the realm of pure consciousness. When our thoughts start to spiral into darker places, it's helpful to step back and remember. Each one of us is divinity in human form. But knowing this about ourselves is only half the equation. The other half is unconditional self-love. Throughout life, many of us are conditioned to love only the good parts of ourselves, the successful, the clean, the obedient, the right parts. We're taught to love our strengths, but we often reject the messy, raw, intense, or flawed parts of ourselves. This conditioning creates an internal conflict, and no wonder so many of us struggle to truly love ourselves. Criticizing yourself for years doesn't help. It only reinforces negativity. Instead, self-approval is the key to transformation. We live in a world of duality, where light and shadow coexist. Embracing both your talents and flaws, your gifts and imperfections, is the path to deeper self-love and compassion for others. Another powerful lesson is understanding the value of awareness and kindness. Many of us go through life operating on a reward-punishment system, punishing ourselves when things go wrong and rewarding ourselves when things go right. But does that really work in the long run? Rewarding good behavior and punishing bad behavior only deepens negative patterns and fear. This cycle often creates unnecessary anxiety. Instead, awareness, kindness, and compassion are far more powerful tools. Instead of harshly judging ourselves when we make mistakes, why not try showing ourselves more kindness? Instead of beating ourselves up for slipping into old habits, why not offer more compassion? By becoming aware of this cycle and replacing it with kindness, we can break free from negative conditioning. And here's another important lesson. Setbacks and failures aren't the end of the road. They're just part of the journey. Failure doesn't define success. It's simply a step along the way. As Einstein said, failure is success in progress. Think about how toddlers fall over and over as they learn to walk. They don't see those falls as failures. They see them as steps in the process. As adults, we can adopt the same mindset. Our perception is everything. When you change how you look at things, the things you look at really do change. Some people see the world as falling apart, while others see it rising from the ashes. Some view life as a grand adventure, while others see it as a tragedy. Our perspective shapes our reality. People who fall into a poor me mindset often do so because it offers temporary validation. But through thought discipline, it's possible to shift toward a more empowering viewpoint. Remember, where focus goes, energy flows. Whatever we focus on mentally becomes our reality. Another crucial lesson: great things don't come instantly. In a world of instant gratification, it's easy to forget that big accomplishments take time. Growing a business, raising a child, or overcoming a habit, all of these things require patience. Remember, nothing truly great is built overnight. It's important to avoid rushing the process and to maintain faith and optimism as you continue moving forward toward your goals. And finally, one of the most powerful tools for liberation is forgiveness. Forgiveness frees us from anger, pain, and resentment. It might be the quickest, and possibly the only, way to release the past and reclaim our personal power. The key isn't forcing forgiveness, it's about setting the intention and allowing it to happen when the time is right. The more we practice forgiveness, the more freedom we find. Life ultimately is like an open classroom. Each of us is both a student and a teacher. Some lessons stay with us forever, while others come and go. But at the end of the day, life is a deeply personal learning journey, and the lessons we learn and share are what make it all meaningful.